How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some must-see ghost videos that may just test your nerve. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content, just like this. YouTuber Donnie Drunkard is certainly no stranger to the supernatural. We've featured several of his videos before, and in this clip has yet another petrifying encounter with a shadow entity that is said to be haunting his house. The video begins with text explaining that the shadow figure had just charged at the YouTuber in the hallway. He felt a hard slap across his face before retreating to the safety of his bedroom. There he lies on the bed while petting his dog. Even the dog seems uneasy, possibly aware of the otherworldly presence.
Protect Daddy. Yeah. Thank you.
The YouTuber soon sums up the courage to investigate the rest of his house. He opens the door and points the camera into the hallway where you can see a ceiling light swinging around slowly by itself. He walks towards the light, giving viewers a close-up before turning the camera down a set of stairs. Suddenly, there's a loud bang. The video then cuts to footage from a static camera that's been placed in the basement. Check out what he captured. As you can see, an ominous black figure flies out of the darkened passageway, disappearing over the top of the camera. While it's difficult to make out the shape in any great detail, if you slow the footage down, it becomes a little clearer. It looks like something wearing a dark sheet or robe. Viewers have suggested that Donnie Drunkard should seek out a priest to bless the house and hopefully force the entity to leave. Others think the situation could be even more serious and that this YouTuber should immediately look for somewhere else to live. Hey peeps, just a quick interlude to let you know today's episode's sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is an epic dark fantasy for PC and mobile. The game has a ton of depth with hundreds of champions to choose from, tough bosses and millions of online players. And the good news is it's absolutely free to download and play through my link in the description box. Today we're having a quick look at the High Elves. The High Elves are the oldest race in the Tellurian League. Safe in their walled kingdom of Aravia, they're led by their nearly immortal ruler, Queen Ava. We meet them at a time of civil war within the League, and Queen Ava's current allegiance may not be all that it seems. To find out more, you'll have to play the campaign. For now, here's one of my favourite High Elf champions. So what's new with Raid? Last month saw the biggest update yet roll out. The main event here is the Doom Tower. It's 120 floors of mayhem, secret challenge rooms, and 12 epic bosses to take on. There's never been a better time to start playing Raid. To make it even more awesome, the devs are giving away a super special champion, Bulwark. He'll come in super handy against the tower bosses. So what are you waiting for? Download the game, it's absolutely free. To get a huge head start, use my special link in the description box below. You'll get a free champion, an XP booster, 50 gems, some energy refills, and even an ancient shard. Just look how awesome this free champion is that they're giving away. You'll find all your extra goodies here in the inbox for the next 30 days. Battlefields have long been a hotspot for paranormal enthusiasts. After all, where better to catch a ghost on film than at the site of so much death? When Instagram user Tony Bruschi and his two daughters decided to explore an old schoolhouse located at the Prairie Grove Battlefield State Park in Arkansas, they may have managed to capture a glimpse into the world of the supernatural. During their visit, they decided to set up a camera within the crawl space underneath the schoolhouse. Take a look at the footage they captured. A few moments into the clip, two shadowy black shapes pass in front of the camera. The way the figures seem to glide certainly has some viewers wondering if they could actually be ghosts of former soldiers, still lingering around the battlefield. Others are not so sure, however. They've suggested that the dark shapes could simply be shadows of people walking nearby, even though the uploader seems to imply that there was no one else in the area except for his daughters. So what do you think these amateur paranormal investigators have managed to capture on camera? Are they really ghosts, or is there another explanation behind this spooky footage? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. With the increasing use of dash cams, it's little wonder that there's so much strange footage captured by these devices. Everything from ambiguous forms and figures to strange shadows and mysterious lights have been filmed. Often, these strange sightings can be explained as wild animals, speeding cars or objects on the side of the road. However, this video, uploaded to Instagram by Ghost Real Picture Huntu, seems to leave little room for ambiguity. While there's very little information available about the footage, it's hard to deny what the camera appears to have captured. Take a look. As the car speeds along, a haggard woman in a white dress can be seen on top of the barrier divide. She has a grey, ghostly face and long black hair, all too common features of the supernatural entity known as the Lady in White. Like battlefields, roadsides are another popular area for paranormal sightings, possibly due to lingering spirits from fatal accidents. Could this dashcam actually have captured the ghost of a woman who's died along this very stretch of road? Unfortunately, without further information, this video will have to remain a mystery, at least for the time being. CCTV cameras are usually used to keep an eye on valuable items and potential criminals. However, sometimes they manage to capture some very creepy things. This video was uploaded to Instagram by beyondtheshadows.pi and, according to the description, might have captured the ghost of a young child. Unfortunately, just like the previous clip, there's very little information to go on. In the brief clip, we can see what looks to be a large workspace with a desk positioned in the middle of the room. Immediately to the left of the desk, a small dark figure seems to appear out of thin air. It walks past the desk and out of the view of the camera. If you slow the footage down, you can see that the figure also appears to be somewhat transparent. Most viewers agree that it does indeed look like the ghost of a small child, and the figure's form seems to suggest so with its translucent grey body and white head. However, given the poor video quality and lack of accompanying information, it makes it hard to know for certain just what we are seeing. So what do you think? We'll throw this one out to you, the viewer. For many, being alone in an empty building is creepy enough, but if bizarre sounds and disembodied voices can be heard, then the experience suddenly becomes spine-chilling. In this Instagram video uploaded by Paranoid Normal, the camera holder appears to have captured such an experience. As a strange moaning sound echoes down the hallway, he immediately seems on edge.
What the
Despite this, the cameraman decides to continue his investigation. He opens a door asking if there's anyone there, but gets no reply.
What the is there?
The man asks again who's there.
Who's there?
What the camera manages to capture next will likely send chills down your spine. Take a listen. A low, raspy voice can be heard saying, "Help me." The man asks once more who's there.
Who's there? Where be?
The voice returns, however this time the words are harder to make out. The cameraman then turns in fear before the video suddenly ends.
Off.
While it's possible that the voice belonged to a person who was in genuine need of help, most viewers agree that it probably belonged to some sort of supernatural entity.
Off.
What would you do if you were in this situation? Would you continue your search for the source of the voice, or would you run for safety? Let me know in the comments section below.
Off.
In this YouTube video uploaded by Matt Parsons, we see something very strange indeed. The video's description notes that the surveillance camera was set up on the property to catch drug deals that were taking place by the phone. In the footage, we see what appears to be a postman collecting mail from the box in the early hours of the morning. As he returns to the van, something mysterious can be seen in the background. Take a look. A dark shape suddenly appears on the opposite side of the road. It then looks as though it moves swiftly off down the street. While the footage is grainy and the figure is hard to make out in any great detail, it does possibly resemble a figure in a long dark cloak. The shape too appears to be transparent, and the speed at which it moves only adds to the mystery. Dark blurs such as this are often mistaken for ghosts, when in reality they're little more than small insects on the lens. In this instance, however, the figure seems to get smaller the further down the road it moves. This perspective seems to indicate that the dark shape is actually in the distance and not on the lens. While this footage alone is not enough to definitively prove that the figure is indeed a ghost, it certainly does raise some interesting questions. Could this video really show a ghost making its way down the road in the dark of night? Instagram user Pen Paranormal took this creepy photo at historic Rock Ford in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. At first, the picture seems like many other happy holiday snaps. However, if you take a closer look at the bottom right-hand corner window, you might notice something out of the ordinary. Upon closer examination, there appears to be a ghostly white face looking towards the camera. It has large dark eyes and an open mouth that seems to be calling out in anguish. While the face could simply be explained away as a reflection, it's worth noting the building's history before making any judgment. The location where this picture was taken used to be a prominent plantation owned by Edward Hand, an adjutant general to George Washington during the American Revolutionary War. The huge Georgian-style brick mansion was constructed in the 1790s and remained more or less the same until the 1950s, when it was turned into a historical museum. With its 200-plus year history, the question certainly beckons. Could this eerie face belong to the spirit of someone who passed away at the residence? Before we take a look at some creepy CCTV footage, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos. Also, remember to lick that like button because it really helps us out. This brief yet spooky clip was uploaded to Hutchie_90's Instagram account. They claim to have been going to this site for over 3 years before they saw this creepy video captured on the property's CCTV camera. In the clip, we see a dimly lit hallway of what looks to be a commercial building. Suddenly, something very eerie is captured. Take a look. A ghostly figure appears from the darkness. It briefly moves around before disappearing into the wall. Then the figure reappears, emerging from the wall and continuing back into the dark hallway.
That's it. You got both.
While strange shapes that have been caught on camera can often be explained away as floating dust particles or a bug on the lens, this footage certainly seems to be different. The way the figure vanishes into the wall has many viewers scratching their heads. Naturally, several have suggested that it could be a ghost. Could it really be some sort of supernatural entity, or is there another way to explain this mysterious video? Now, if you want to see some more freaky ghost videos, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, we have a paranormal playlist there you can binge on for hours and hours. Leave us a comment down below or smash that thumbs up button because it really helps us out. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time. Peace!